What is up? What is up, people? Welcome back. Another episode of the O.O.C. See, I got a nice little overlay on the bottom there. Thanks to LDG. It's always hooking a brother up. Much respect. We're going to go around the panel so you guys could talk about your channels. We have a new guy in the house today. He had something he wanted to get off his chest, so we're going to start off with you. Jason Tucker, tell the people about your channel, sir.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Lee Tucker. My YouTube channel is to Jason Lee Tucker Statement. It's about we go indie wrestling previews of indie wrestling, and we go to the shows, we preview them, and talk about the shows. Also, a little pop culture, just starting out. So check out the channel, guys.
Excellent. Next up, movie aficionados. Josh.
I'm not going to pull back too far on him, but what's going on, movie aficionados? Love you guys, 3000. Happy Jason Lee Tucker. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for all the support, man. I see you leaving comments on my videos, and I'm glad you're here because I might not have a whole lot to get off my chest, but I'm going to do my best to, make the show great, man. You know what I mean? And
I give you a full week to think of something to get off your chest, and you still.
I'll think of something.
You're gonna wait here.
I'll come up with some. I always come up with something fire. I don't know.
Just messing with you, Josh.
Yeah, man. And that's it, man. Check out my channel. I'm gonna be I'll post a video tomorrow. I'll be working on a new video. So, all right.
Next up will be Gaishka. Tell the people about your channel, sir.
Basco Scenario. Gaishka's my name. You can find me starting Sunday now on JJ's channel for the Bad Batch round table. That's going to be some fun.
That's right.
Mondays 9 p.m. Chaotic Conversation. Tuesdays 9 p.m. the Chaos List. Wednesdays 9 p.m. the Rule of 3. 10 p.m. right here. And at 12:30 the Game Changer on Ozzel's channel this week with Robert Storms and my man Roberto. It's going to be fire, so tune in.
That's right.
Yeah.
I almost forgot that one. Thanks, man.
Josh, you're on tonight as well. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm here.
So let me spit it out before I forget, Anzo.
Go ahead.
I'm on the Game Changer. Yeah, we're doing that right after this wonderful show, bringing the fire. Welcome, Mr. Jason Lee Tucker. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Welcome to my cricket crew. What's going on? You can find me here Wednesday nights with my fine gentlemen. Right after this, you can find us on that show I just mentioned because you see I'm feeling lit tonight.
That's good.
And Saturdays, it feels like it's been a very long time, but I hope to make it back to where the roots started, where Mr. Anzo brought me on board. Square one and represent my sports feelings,
Yeah, we'll definitely get back into
that. Might have to talk some sports up on here because I'm jonesing and shit.
Yeah, that's Danny's fault. You gotta reach out to Danny for that. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. We'll get back to that for sure.
Yes, sir.
So we do, how we do. We get the shit off our chest. Jason Lee Tucker had some shit he wanted to talk about, so I'm gonna let him start off first. Jason, what you need to get off your chest, brother?
Well, a little thing I got to get off my chest. I have 4 kids, and 3 of them have autism. And with this pandemic going on, it's been a real tough situation with school and stuff. My youngest one, who is 5 years old in kindergarten, we've had a lot of problems with the school this year due to this pandemic. First, he was in virtual classes, so a 5-year-old doing virtual, then being actually going to school for the first time is a big change.
Mm-hmm.
Well, due to to his autism, if anybody has a kid with autism, it's a tough situation. Mm-hmm. I mean, the schools is not really, like I would say, properly taking care of the kids with autism. My son, 5 years old, has now instead of he has special needs. It's hard for him sometimes to wear a mask, sometimes do stuff. Well, their situation, they just say, "Well, just call me. Come pick your kid up. We can't deal with him." So this has been going on. So after a while, you're dealing with the school boards and different things, and different things. Well, now he's already got 3 referrals for a kindergartner, And we get a letter from the county or the county board and all that saying, oh, your kids missed too many days of school. So, we're going to have to report this. And so we get up there and like, well, y'all haven't did your job. I said, if he has autism, did you have some specialists in there to help you in? Oh, we don't have enough people. Well, why are you giving a 5-year-old a referral? I mean, the kid doesn't understand. The kid doesn't, know what's going on, and he thinks he's getting a free day, getting sent home early, and and he's actually gonna get suspended from school. So it between that and I got my other 2 kids, has autism too, and it seems like once they get you on the list and this is the Tucker family, so we're gonna just give them hell on every kid they have now. So it's just it's been a real pain this last 6 months with our kids.
Wow. Sorry to hear that, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
my wife, she is like, she ready about to get a lawyer on these people.
Jason Lee, where are you from, brother?
Florida.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm down near Okeechobee, where the big lake is.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I do.
I do know that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just and you go to the school and says, well, we don't have the proper staffing. Well, is that my kid's fault? And you're gonna give my kid a referral and try to fail my poor kid because you don't have the proper staffing? I mean, all you're doing is hurting the kid. The kid doesn't understand.
Didn't you say that your child's in kindergarten though?
That my one of them, but the kindergarten, they're like pretty much trying to fail my kindergartner. They gave me 3 referrals.
That's crazy.
They literally gave my kid 3 referrals as a kindergartner.
How do you fail kindergarten?
He's a full. Well, the thing is, they're instead of like he's at school, he has problems. Instead of trying to work with the problem with a specialist, what they should have, they just send him home. So what happened in his attendance is messing his attendance up.
So they're just basically giving up.
Pretty much, and the way it's working is if he has a sniffle or something, oh, you can't come you can't come to school. Okay, well then they got your kids has 5 absences. Oh, we're going to have to report this to that's it. They're going to have to report this to the the department of because the kids miss so many days of school. I said, well, because you keep sending him home for one thing, and you tell him he can't come. He has a sniffle. Oh, he has to miss the next day. So it's sort of, and the kid has autism. Like I said, the kid doesn't really understand that he's doing wrong. He thinks he's getting a free day, gets to go home early and all that. So, but I mean, it messes his record up. And then, it has me and my wife, aggravated all the time with teachers and school board and the fact, and they won't do nothing pretty much. And like I said, we have three kids that has autism. So we have problems, all 3 of them. Mm. So it's just, I have one girl. She's the only one that doesn't have autism. But I'm just saying. But I said it's tough, especially got more than one kid. And then,
absolutely.
Yeah,
I think
it goes a little bit with what I was saying last week with like how we're all getting kind of lazy and how people don't want to work. And that's the big thing where it's not even that they don't want to work. It's that they don't have any incentive or need to work.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not going to sit here and talk about the free money. There were times I needed it and, still kind of do. But in the same vein, it's like I'm still trying to get my brain to like go to work with what I was saying last week. And that's what, your school needs. They need more people. Maybe they need to just pay them more above what they would normally make,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing
is, you don't hear about this stuff unless a story like this comes out, because this doesn't make news. And I'm sure the scale is much bigger than just you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a reoccurring thing in a lot of places in the States. I know when my cousin back in the States, when his first kid came out with Down syndrome, and when they had to find a school to place him, it was very difficult to do because they're not prepared. The school systems over there are lacking a lot of special kids, special needs. Educators, basically. And that's what happens. Nobody wants to take the responsibility, and for them the easiest thing is they send them home, and then all the pressure's on the parents. That really sucks, brother, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's like my older one. My older one has a lot of depression problems and stuff, and pretty much they said, well, we don't have a person right now in the county to do anything.
Wow.
We can do a virtual thing once every week or something, but
Okay, so
it gets.
What if you don't mind me asking, what autism exactly is it that they have? Like attention deficit, or like you just mentioned, one has severe depression and stuff like that. All three of them is different, right?
My young,
Especially the 5.
yeah, it's they're like the spectrum is like vast. My
Right.
youngest one is almost full blown. My oldest one has little behavioral depression type autism.
Mhm.
My second one's similar. My girl didn't have nothing. My youngest one had pretty much full blown autism. He's he's uncontrollable sometimes. He doesn't mean to do it, but the schools are there to help him, and they pretty much say,
supposed to be.
and it was the thing about him getting in this. Yeah, they getting in there and said, well, we're going to get him treatment, but it's going to take a couple months. Then it's going to take. I mean, it was like we had to keep getting on to him. And then it seems like with the pandemic, pretty much they don't have nothing to do. Oh, we don't have the people to do anything for you.
So
pretty much they can't.
When you got your kids tested until you got the results, and then you advised the educators at school, how long was that period? And I'll tell you why I'm asking.
Like 6 months.
6 months.
It's like 6 months when my youngest one got it, until they could get him. Just saying, okay, we can start getting him programs. 6 months for it just forever. And he was already going into school, trying to adjust and everything. And pretty much they have the teachers don't know what to do, so they said, well, we got to send him home.
Yeah, it took me. My youngest has attention disorder. And it took me a good 6 months until we got all the testing done, and then
that's the way it was.
Present the test scores to the school. The school then had to find a special educator for her to find extra help. So she gets on her when she has exams, she gets extra time. She does the exams outside the classrooms to avoid any distractions and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but it's not easy, man.
They got they did the testing, but they don't have the people. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're just being lazy about it. Said, okay, we can't do nothing with him, so you need to come pick him up. That's their idea.
And Jason Lee, I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to any of the other parents. Have anybody else's kids been kicked out?
There's a couple other kids the same way. They just, they're getting left. Their idea just send them home. That's their thing. And then you get this letter that, oh, your kid has missed too many days, or
right.
They're failing or something. But if you get he got sent home like a couple weeks ago. He got sent home like 3 out of the 5 days. I mean, you start doing that every day, he starts missing half his school, and then they're like, well, he's not going to pass because, he's already missed too many days. Well, y'all just said send him home. That's my wife gets mad. She goes up there, talking to these counselors and all that. Well, we just ain't got nobody to do anything. So
that makes no sense.
Is there like a board you can talk to? A board?
We've been talking to the county board and all that. My wife she's about to had it with it because it's just one thing after go up there and they don't really care. And right now he got sick this last week, so he missed like 2 or 3 days of school. But that was the thing. If he goes and he calls one time, they say, "Oh, you got to go home and you got to miss 2 days for that." So it's like he's already, you can't if he's coughing because I got sick. My wife, we all got sick this weekend, so. We kept him home, and we called him saying, why are we going to take him up there and they're going to pick him up in 5 minutes?
Send him home.
Yeah, but the behavior, but when the autism thing, they just let's send him home. He's not sick or nothing. It says, oh, we can't do nothing with him, so we got to send him home, and then we'll give him he was a little he'll say he was a little overwhelmed, a little agitated, so he might have pushed a kid or something. So we're going to give him a referral. That's pretty much their thing. I mean. When they're kindergarten, a kindergarten, a young kid like that with autism, they're going to be a little, they don't know what's going on sometimes. And they get a little agitated and, attention disorder and stuff. So, but, going a referral, that's a little going overboard. He has 3 of them, 3 referrals. That to me, that's a little overboard on the kindergartner.
All these kids, man, their childhoods are going to be.
That's crazy.
It is. Their childhoods are going to be rough, man. You're looking back on COVID and all this stuff, especially if it lasts another year, it's like they're going to look back and think about all the crazy homework that they had when they were in kindergarten and getting kicked out of class, all this crazy shit that we didn't have to do. I didn't have to deal with.
It's crazy, man. I
Feel
wish
free
you,
again, brother.
yeah,
Yeah,
man. I
man.
wish
Sorry
you
to
the
hear
best.
that.
I hope you get that stuff taken care of
Yeah,
because they need to do something with the educational system for
yeah. The education
situations
is.
like this.
Yeah, I mean it's hurt, and it's not just and it's the autism. All the kids, the education right now is really bad. What they did to the kids. I mean, this
Absolutely,
whole
100.
pandemic. I mean, they haven't took no consideration for the kids, I can see, and when the kids, when all the the crazy kids, because they've like the kids that are they've lost all their like even the high school kids they've lost their prom, they lost
Mhm.
their graduations,
Mhm.
everything got virtualized. I mean, they wonder why kids are suicidal and are problems and stuff. They need to if they're gonna do this to these kids, they need to work with them a little more and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
I agree.
crazy.
I agree 100%. So, what are your course of actions? What can you do?
We, like I said, we're trying to work on options. I mean, we're still going with the counselors, trying to go with the county board education. I mean, my wife, she wouldn't want to call the governor. I mean, I don't. I mean, it gets to she thinks it's the county, but I think the whole state's sort of the same way, and in other states also. I mean, the way this where kids have been locked down and stuff. Yeah, I mean, they went from virtual classes and going to school and back and forth, so
Hmm.
kids don't really know what's going on these days,
Absolutely, man. Like I
and it's
said, I
hard to
hope
adjust.
yeah, go ahead.
Like I said, with a kid with problems, it's hard to adjust for them.
Hmm.
Not only that, it gives even
100%.
more stress between you and your wife too, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I hope, like I said, and if anything, I hope that stuff really gets taken care of, man. You don't want to
Yeah.
have to go through that. I have a friend who has a kid with autism, and it's not easy, It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely not easy. So,
Exactly.
heart goes out to you, brother.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, guys,
No,
share this, man. Maybe we could do something. Just let the word get out and let it be known.
absolutely.
O.O.C,
Yeah.
man.
That's
Yeah.
how we do.
Yeah.
Gaishka, you're up
Yeah.
next, my friend.
Oh, I'm up next. Damn. All right.
What
What
up?
you want
Oh
to
yeah,
get off
Josh
your
got
chest?
nothing, man.
Oh, yeah, Josh got nothing. Damn you, Josh.
No, I'll come up with
Josh will
something.
find something.
Yeah.
I'll give him a chance to find something.
there's been a lot of things going on in the sporting world. As many of you may know, I'm a huge soccer fan. I watch a lot of soccer. And recently, just yesterday, there was two incidences that happened. One of the coach at the end of the Champions League final between Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain, there was an incident where one of the players got sent off. His name is Di Maria. He got sent off, and the announcer goes, "Oh, there's that Latino temper." So I was
That's
like,
like the angry
"Whoop."
black man thing.
I'm like, "What?" And did he just say that? And like I even replayed it, and I'm like, "Holy fuck, he did say that." So
Wow.
at that point, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I wonder what's gonna happen." So he later on goes onto social media and stuff, and he says he apologizes and all this stuff, that he didn't mean it in a sense of making fun of Latinos or anything like that. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, and I remember our conversations, right? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what did you really mean anyway by saying that? Like it's like
Mm-hmm.
a nice thing. All Latinos are hot-blooded and are they're confrontational and stuff about it. So when that happened, there was a lot of yelling and stuff back and forth between the referees and the coaches. And the referee was telling their coach, "Shut the fuck up." Like I'm telling you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you and shut the fuck up. That's what the referee told their coach. And their coach is like looking to the side official going, like, what the hell, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he came out after the coach and he said, if I would have said that to the referee, I would have been fined thousands of euros and maybe even suspended in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He says there was two officials that heard him and nothing has happened, and the league hasn't done anything. And it just kills me for the double standards that's going on, right? It's like the people that enforce the rules are above the rules type thing. It's bullshit. And it's getting to a point where it's ridiculous. And not only that, just in the Spanish league, there was a situation with a game with Sevilla where they have a black player. And there was a collision in the defensive line. And Clau, a player from the opposing team, called him, "You black son of a bitch." That's the direct. That's what it said. That's what he said. He said, right? Mm-hmm. But it was the official was far. The player runs up the pitch. He starts complaining. The black player got really upset. It started a whole altercation. One of the other players that's of colors went to speak to him from the other team. And the whole team, this is what I liked, the whole team gathered behind this player and they walked off the pitch.
Really?
Yeah, in solidarity because of what was said. Now there's a whole investigation going on because soccer in Europe has really cracked down on racial remarks, not only on the field and stuff, but on social media. Like if players or fans, anything that bashes or abuses, there's like a hardcore investigation, and they find them and they get kicked off Twitter or whatever social media that they did it on. So they're cracking down hard on racism stuff. But when I heard that commentator live, because I watched the game live, I was like, what the fuck did he just say?
Who doesn't get angry though? Who doesn't get angry no matter what melanin you have? Like Jason Lee Tucker gets angry, I get angry. I know Roberto gets angry. I know Roberto Trendy Mendy gets fucking angry.
Yeah, it's just, and then the whole with the referee cursing at the coach and nothing happening. So it's
refs get away with that a lot though, bro. Like even in the NBA, man, the refs get away with that a lot, man. That you can't say shit to a referee.
But NBA, but he's not saying to LeBron James, "You black mother," get the fuck off the court. He's not saying
He can't because it's a different industry. There's nothing really like the NBA where the players pretty much run the league.
That motherfucker would never blow a whistle ever again, bro.
He'd be gone.
LeBron would be like, "Oh my god, man."
He'd be gone. He'd be deported. He'd have to hide wherever he went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sad because, years ago, I saw a reference to what's taking place with soccer in Europe. And I was shocked. Like, even, like I mentioned, I've been to Bulgaria and I saw how they treated black soccer players in Bulgaria. And it's trending all across Europe. And again, you don't hear about it unless you happen to be watching some random soccer game and they talk about it there.
Absolutely. And it happened. The reason why they cracked down, it was happening so often where fans, like when they would do corner kicks and the player would go, they would get thrown stuff at them.
Yeah, bananas.
One time exactly. They threw a banana. And I remember one of the players actually picked up the banana, opened it, took a bite out of it, and threw it back at the guy, right?
Because it wasn't ripe?
It's like craziness, man. It's ridiculous, I don't know, man. You know how I feel about that shit. It gets me. It just gets under my blood. And there was like 2 days back to back of this shit. And I was like, what the fuck?
It's fucking ridiculous, bro. But again, this is what we live in,
This is where we live.
Certain places you can't go anywhere and be like, yeah, everything is cool. Nope. So, but I don't know, man. I don't watch soccer. Soccer.
I know you don't.
No. Soccer fans are fucking crazy, bro.
Look what they just did at
Manchester United's game on the weekend. Yeah.
They don't want these Americans owning their teams, so they.
But I don't. It's not because only that. It's because these major clubs, right? They're billionaires. These owners, and so what they wanted to do is they wanted to
make that Super League.
Exactly, and that goes against everything in the soccer federation and everybody, and it goes against what the fans want too, because they're basically would just want to break away because they want to always be able to play with the top teams. So basically,
and like they said, what is it going to be? 7 teams?
Exactly, and what happens is they just don't want to work to get to those championships. They just want to make their own championship. You understand? But these teams in Europe, and especially in England, they were made by white collar workers, people that were working in the docks and the shipping yard. They made those teams. They started those teams off their own, sweat off their backs. And then once they got bigger and then became more corporate, the corporates took it over. And that's why they're saying, and apparently because of that, after the season ends, they're selling the team.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what did I miss? What happened over the weekend? What were you guys talking about? Manchester United? You said something happened?
Yeah, it was that's what happened. The fans stormed into the pitch. The pitch is the field. And not only that, they were also blocking the hotels, so the players couldn't get out of the hotels to go to the game. So they canceled the game.
Wow. Those soccer fans, so brazen, man. Not nice and calm and civil like us baseball fans.
They're organized hoodlums.
Oh no.
You know,
I'm about to have my green screen episode soon too.
yeah.
I can't even fucking turn. I'm like turning like this, like
our conversation's so hot it's peeling off the wall.
You know what I mean? The fire's just sweating all over his wall and
this
shit.
is holding it up. This is holding up. If it falls over, it's gonna fucking open the door.
That's why it took so long to fucking start, man. I was trying to fix this shit up.
Man.
The fucking screw came off the wall and shit. I'm like, god damn it. But I ordered one that's supposed to go in the back of my chair. And that shit hasn't come yet. You know what I mean? So
Amazon?
You're gonna try that one?
It was Amazon. Yeah, I'm gonna try that one, see how it works out. So Roberto, speak to the people then while I try to fix this shit, bro.
Talk about my shit now?
Yeah, man.
Well, this is only, sorry to say, gonna relate to people who live in Quebec, Montreal.
Yeah, we don't care about that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, because I'm going to include the Americans.
I'm fucking with you, brother.
Because on the scale that I'm going to include, I have to include the Americans. And as I explained to my daughter, I based it on North America just to show her the scale. We could always talk about only Canada, but it's not only Canada that has this virus. So we like to look at North America. And my question to y'all, my American friends, is there anywhere in North America other than Quebec that has a curfew?
Ontario.
I don't even know.
No, they don't have a curfew. They had a lockdown.
Hey,
they don't have to be in their house at a certain time to a certain time.
My dude Jason's
full lockdown, but you could still go out. I could still walk outside. I can't go to anywhere other than outside, but I could still go outside. I'm talking like curfew. You can't go out from X time to X time, period. Is there anywhere else?
Nah, dude, I can't speak too much for Jason, but I know that they don't really have too much going on as far as strict laws and crazy shit like that. And I know that where I am at the club, this Tuesday I went to work, and the owner of the club, he was like, "Listen, Josh, when you make your announcements, don't announce anything about the masks. Don't announce anything about the bar, like not standing at the bar, because they weren't allowed to stand at the bar because everybody would stand there and be close to each other. It's like we're getting rid of that. Friday, it's coming into effect.
It's already been passed in Florida, no? Didn't your governor sign some kind of thing over there killing off the COVID regulations?
They're supposed to have started this Friday, I believe it is. Or it's already signed, yeah.
Well,
I don't think it goes in effect to another week or so, I think.
But he has plans to do it. But the reason I pose this question is because I don't think Quebec has the worst numbers in North America, nor Canada. From what I recall, it's Alberta right now that's the worst in North America per capita.
That's where Bret Hart's from, I think, right? Alberta?
Yeah, you got that right, son. Yeah, beautiful province. Beautiful.
Okay.
But my point being made is that when we talk about stress, anxiety, depression,
oh my God,
a lot of this stuff falls into play with what we're going through. Because, unless you're actually going through it, and You can't fathom. Because, like every time I go outside to smoke my spliff at night, I fucking freak out. I freak out. And it's like never ending, like, did they come and do this with a plan to say, hey, we're going to do this from X to X, and if we see things change, we're going to stop. They never mention any ending of this. How could a government have so much fucking control to tell you when you could go outside and you can't?
Yeah.
And if you can't give us any evidence, numbers, facts, direction, anything to justify this fucking thing that you're doing, but yet they're still doing it. And now, it's like we celebrate, they let us go from 8 to 9:30. Could you believe we're fucking celebrating that?
I know.
To get an extra hour and a half? Mm-hmm. The stores aren't even open.
I know.
Oh, happy Cinco de Mayo to all my people out there, Mexican. Shout
yes.
out to you.
Take a little moment to say respect to them.
I don't know if you guys are celebrating. I know at the club.
No, we're trying to get over 9:30 over here.
I know. That's crazy, man.
It's May the 5th, the day of the Sith.
That was before, right? The Star Wars.
Yeah. The thing is, they don't even give us a time. Do you remember when they first talked about the fucking curfew? It was like, oh, don't worry, it'll only be a month. How long have we been in this fucking curfew shit now for? 2 months now? 3 months?
No, I think it's going on a good 4 or 5 months, man.
4 months, right?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous, man.
It's funny because I'm listening to other streamers, right? And they're talking about how the governments and stuff like that. And when people in the chat mention Canada, they're like, "Oh man, you guys are, forget it. You guys are, you're by your government has you by the balls. You have no freedoms up there and stuff like that." And I was about to say something, but I'm like,
he's right. I'm like, it hurts.
It's kind of right. Yeah, okay. I see the bigger picture, but I get exactly what you're saying, man. This has it has a lot of people on edge. Myself being one of them. That's why, when I have a weekend where I can go out there and just take a walk and sit next to the water, or even now jump in the water with my kayak. I did that for the first time this weekend, and all I can tell you is that's a great fucking feeling, man. You're out there in the middle of the freaking St. Lawrence River. You're like this, nobody around. It feels great, and things that we take for granted. But yeah, the government has no idea what they're doing right now because, like Roberto says, there aren't no hardcore numbers that show that that curfew actually does anything. But maybe that's why our numbers are low, because by having a curfew, those people that would break the rules before that we saw in the summertime, right? With the gatherings I'm talking about.
You know what they're saying? Guys, you have a point. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm just hoping I don't forget this, so I'm blurting it out.
Go ahead.
They're basically saying that we are incompetent children because this is not happening anywhere else. That the numbers are doubling and tripling what our numbers. Like, if that's the case, why aren't our fucking gyms and all these other places open? Why do you close them if we're doing so well? If you suddenly make it from 8 to 9:30 and you open the gyms and theaters and then you see a little spike, then you fucking close everything and go back to 8?
Mm-hmm. Like, I get you. What doesn't make sense is that, they tell us to go home and we can't gather in our homes and we can't gather outside, but you can go to a freaking Costco where it's freaking packed, or to a freaking, it makes no sense, right?
Check this out, Jason Lee. I could tell Anzo, come to my house and hang out. He'd be like, sorry, I can't, bro. Like, we don't live at the same address. If they come, it's $1,400 ticket each. But I could tell him, meet me at the mall. We can hang out there all day.
Exactly.
With all those other people that walking around, we got masks on, but we can hang and talk and, go outside, have a spliff, do what we want,
And the thing is,
if he's at your house,
you can't come to my house.
No, if you have what you call it, a neighbor, right? Because they have a squeal line. They actually have a number they can call to squeal you out, and the cops are coming to your house.
They say they got it.
And we're talking about thousands of dollars fines here.
And by the time those horses get there,
are you allowed to?
You better shut your fucking
Roberto, when you go out,
Fucking
you go out
Josh.
That's the Huskies, man. The Huskies are the same. What are you talking about?
Rebecca's trying to keep the handsome men from their booty calls.
Yeah.
Roberto,
Yes,
you go out
sir.
to you go out to smoke at night. Let's say you go out to. Can you go out in your yard at night, or are you just not allowed to go outside your property? Is that how that works?
Outside your property.
Well, I'm not in the
Okay,
front of my
backyard,
property
I
because I don't
find-
know if they'll do something. Me being in the front, I go in the back.
I mean, you feel like a backyard. I'm saying, will they fine you for being in your backyard, or do you? Or
No.
Okay,
No.
okay, as long as you're on your property.
That's right.
But if
But
I'm in my
but if
backyard and
Alonso's
I
on your-
have somebody over,
Like as Alonso's over, they'll find you though.
well, they'll hear us 3 or 4 blocks down because there is not a soul outside. Like you could hear a fucking. If an ant walked on a tree branch, you'd hear. That's how quiet it is.
Let's put it this way, Jason. If I go outside now and he goes outside and I break wind, he'll hear it.
Better hear it, get that smell in it.
Good point. But you see, this is the thing too, as well. It's like you look at places in the States and their numbers were like 2 times, 3 times more than us, and everywhere's opening up now. And we're still fucking locked down. It's unbelievable what they are doing. It makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense. When they fucking
ain't getting no date.
No,
they didn't give us no date.
No.
No date
So
whatsoever.
whole summer's pretty much going this way then.
Done.
But it sucks because for this is the year I decided not to coach soccer. Right, my eldest is already 19. She can do what she wants to do now, and the leagues don't know what to do. All these recreational leagues, not only soccer, baseball, they don't know what's going to happen because they're not allowed. There's practicing now, right? But they have to do everything before 9:30. And all these games back in the summertime, they go on by the games start at 9:30 for the older kids, right?
Yeah,
So
my daughter was finishing at 11.
Yeah, so it's crazy. We don't know what's going to happen. So you have all these leagues with all this money invested, trying to see if they're going to have a freaking season, and they have no idea. And this goes for the daycare, the summer camps, it's all these things.
How
And then
how about the festivals?
festivals right now,
They have
the Formula One got canceled again this year.
And that brings in a lot of money.
A lot of tourists and a lot of money.
Yeah.
Again, that's
How
2
you-
years in
how
a
you
row.
gonna have a festival? How you gonna have a festival when everybody's gonna be locked down at 8:00? That's kind of
they can't have a festival. And the funny thing is, they actually had like the Poutine Fest over here last week, right?
It was 2 days.
Yeah, it was.
Is it the one at Cobra too?
Yeah, it usually is 2 days, but you could only drive through.
What?
You could only drive through. You had to order your food online. You drove through and picked it up, and then you left as soon as you got your food. You
Oh, that just kills the experience.
Look at that, man. I'm playing Chief Keef up to 9. I'm getting out of that car with my poutine. I'm waving it around. Yeah, party up in this motherfucker, man.
And then next thing you know, there'll be Christmas trees all around you. They won't kill you, Josh, but they'll give you a ticket.
Yep.
What you doing out there, eh?
No, you started with your A shit. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
I gotta liven it up, man. It's so depressing.
$1,600.
I gotta come up with the jokes because
Your shit swells up a bit when you have a little co-pilot American with you. We see, huh? When you're Han Solo, you're all quiet and shit, huh?
no. No, I'm not, man.
Yeah,
I've been bringing the fire.
We asked the people.
Do you guys think
it's crazy?
When do you guys, my Canadian brothers, when do you guys see an end to this shit?
I don't, because I can only speak for myself. I don't really watch the news anymore, but again, when I do, I just noticed that there's a decline in people getting shots. Less and less people are going for their shots, and it's a struggle right now whether you should get it or not, and what they're gonna do and how they're gonna implement it. So I don't know.
But what they just said right now, right? Because I actually got a glimpse of the news today. The one that caused blood clots, that Zedeca, whatever, they stopped giving that one out now. So the walk-ins, it's all Pfizer. So 40 and up, Bonzo, we can go now. Just letting you know if you want to go for your vaccine. It's good to go. So yeah, I'm planning on getting it since I found out my daughter can get it. because we spoke with her doctor, because that's was one of the fears, because she wasn't able to get the H1N1 because of her allergies. But this one, apparently, it's she's good to go. So since she can take it, the whole house is going to get it.
Well, look at this. The Americans say they hope to be ready before July 4th. We're nowhere near the Americans right now as far as vaccinations. You know, they have probably our population plus that already have double dose.
Well, they're sending doses to us, actually. From the
so if you want the truth, Anzo, I don't see. I'm making reference to me playing hockey. I don't see me playing hockey till maybe next year.
Oh, I agree with you on that one.
I agree with you 100%.
And you know how much it hurts me to say that, man?
I don't know when this curfew is going to end. I really don't know. But I fucking hope it's soon, man. Because it is. I'm looking out my window and I'm like, yo, it's a nice night. I'd be walking, you know, outside, burning a spliff or something. And I can't do shit.
I was going to say, you guys need to start taking some edibles, man. Inside, indoors, bro.
Bro, I'm always taking my shit. Don't worry.
What I have to say, I think when school's out, they're gonna lift the curfew, because that's when all the things are gonna have to open up, the day camps. I think that's what they're waiting for. I think they're waiting for that point, at least here, because like you said, Roberto, I checked it. We're the only province with curfews. Everybody else is lockdowns. That's all it is.
So if what we're doing is so effective, why isn't anybody else following our fucking plan?
Because
it's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. We're the only ones getting it, like I said in Greek, apopisu.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. And these kids that came and did all the protesting without the rioting, you know how much support you would have? Find a better reason to fucking loot. Yeah. Because you just killed that momentum.
That's right.
But I saw it gradually going, and you're always saying, if enough people do it, well, I can only speak for myself, but if enough people do it, I'll join in. Because
people are fed up.
Yeah. The people got to speak, when you see in other parts of the world where people fucking stand up and they fight and they get things done, the people that don't stand up just keep getting screwed, man. And the more power you give them, the stronger they get, like anything in life.
That's right.
It's fucked up. It's really disturbing. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I was hoping that I could purge it out of my system, get a detox tonight with this curfew, because it's literally driving me insane. I feel like almost prison. Like something's wrong. Why do I feel like this? Like you come home from work and your day is over.
I know, man.
Over, yeah. Let me go check my boys watch I can't do that. I can't do that. It's fucking depressing, yo.
And we don't have it as bad as you, but I will say that I do notice the things closing early. So it's like, hey, you guys can go out, and I mean, at least we can go outside. I'm not trying to say, about that, but there's nothing open. There's nothing to go because the rest.
Yeah. So what's the point?
It's 9 o'clock.
What's the point of not allow? They're basically they're saying that us Quebecers cannot control ourselves. That we're gonna all run rabbit at fucking night, going to each other's house and passing COVID to each other. So if I keep them at home, I'll control it.
That's what they want.
What other fucking concept could you get from what they're doing? Please give me another scenario. What could be the logic behind what they're doing?
Exactly what you just said.
Control.
Exactly. Control. And when you see this guy talking, you're like, this guy was bullied in school. You just know he's loving this power that he has right now, because he's cynical. He's like, oh, fuck. You see, I get angry, Josh.
I don't like him.
Getting angry again.
I don't like this guy for more
insert
reasons.
race here temper, right?
That's
not even. That's
the Jamaican raw.
That's your soccer name, man. The Jamaican raw, bro.
First of all, this guy that's in power right here in this province. First of all, he's a racist. Second, he's a separatist.
Mhm.
And you know what? This is where I envy the American government and the American people. Where if you were a freaking separatist, you would have been killed because it's treason. It's automatic
That's right.
treason.
Separatist, is that about French and English?
Trying to split
they
the
wanna
country.
split the
Quebec.
country.
Okay.
Split
So,
Quebec
for-
from the rest of Canada.
For me,
Mm.
I'm telling you, 100%. If the person in power wanted to do that, she'll throw their ass in jail and throw away the
Yep.
fucking key.
Yep.
Because one thing I can tell you, France won't want him either.
When we were younger, that was a big thing, though, Josh.
Oh,
man,
man.
that separating.
We came to, was it 2 or 3%
Mm-hmm.
of actually getting separated?
Mm-hmm.
3%.
Just be your own country. All right, go.
Yeah.
Let's go to the country of Quebec.
Currency would be worth shit.
But you know what? A lot of things happened though that came out from the woodwork during this whole thing. There was a lot of support from the Americans too, like business deals with the government that was in power, that separatist government, in order to be able to self-sustain if that would happen, right? Because what does Quebec have a lot of is a lot of hydropower, and we were selling a lot of hydropower to New York State and Vermont, right? So there was a lot of like underground, like, oh, if it happens, don't worry, we got your back, right? That came out after that. So there was a lot of conspiracy things going on in the background. And what the government did also, he allowed a lot of Algerian militants to be immigrated into the country in case there was a war, because the Canadian government had the military on standby in case that was going to happen, because they knew that there was going to be pretty much a chance of a civil war because of that. Yeah. Because it was so close that they knew it was going to be close. And if it did happen, it would have been crazy. And there was a huge exodus. A lot of companies went. That's why Toronto is the biggest.
We built Toronto. We built Toronto.
Toronto has our shit to thank for them being so freaking popular and big right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it was Montreal. Montreal was the business capital of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody left. Everybody. I remember so many people like, yo, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Major corporations left. That's when Quebec just tanked.
Our downtown was boarded up after that referendum. The construction just stopped in major skyscrapers. A lot of vacancies. It was bad. It took a while to bounce back from that.
Yeah, it did. I don't even think we fully bounced back from that, to be honest with you.
It got better because the government woke up and they saw that they had to do these special tax breaks for like companies like Ubisoft and other animation companies and stuff like that. But you know, they still.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, they still fucking dipping their business. They're so ignorant. It is. It's like I said multiple times. You know, it's not about enforcing laws to force people to learn a language. Like nobody enforced laws in my household for me to learn Spanish. It was my parents. But you know, you did the right thing. You sent your kid to a French school, right? You did what you did what a parent should have. If you choose to live in this province, learn both languages. Work in both languages. That's what it is. It's part of history, part of respecting both languages. But the back thing is that as much as we're here respecting it, now the tides are changing because the new generation see that they can't get a fucking job outside of this province if they don't speak English or they're learning it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the government's all like ooh-ha because they're learning it. And another thing that's pissed me off now, you got me going, Roberto. You got me going. They call them
immigrants.
Yes,
you learn French and you don't speak with their dialect. You're an immigrant.
So basically, anybody that comes into this country and comes to live in Quebec, they're forced to go to French school. They don't have a choice. They have to.
That would be you, Josh, and your kids.
No, not him, because
I'm trying to put a little fear in his ass, man. What do you mean? Me too? I'm finished school.
You ain't putting any fear in me, man. I'm proud to be where I am, man. Right here.
I hear you.
US of A, yeah.
But these same fucking governments, though, you know what they do? They send their kids to English private schools outside the province. So they're telling the people that they don't have a right to choose, but them they'll send their kids to private schools outside of. See, that's the type of shit I like gets under my sink.
Well, you see, that's the thing, and it's been that for years. They've been scared to lose their language. They're like, "Oh my God, we're gonna lose our French language and this and that." And I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here with that, man." You know what I mean? People are gonna want to speak. There's people that just want to speak 2 languages just to speak the languages.
More people would speak it if you didn't force it on them.
Absolutely. 100%.
Because so many people are interested. Look, I hear it so much. Why don't I pick it up? But when you force it on them, they're like, "Fuck you."
Mm-hmm.
The world runs on English.
Yep.
French ain't the first language. It ain't the first business language. It's English.
Absolutely.
It's English. And that's what even what like what Roberta was saying, Josh could come here, but if Josh moved here, his kids would have to go to French school, and even their kids would have to go to French school. The only way you can I had to when I was putting Raheem in school and I wanted to switch him to an English school, I had to give them my birth certificate and let them know that I was actually born here in Canada. That's the only way I was able to let my kid go to an English school. So I had to get all that paperwork and show them everything. And finally, I was able to send them to an English school. But it's just messed up, man. It's like you want to.
My boys came from Trinidad. They got put in French school. They did
absolutely.
not know what the fuck was going on. You think they came here expecting that? They already came here worried about the cold. They got to learn a new language.
But if you come from a family that has money, there's loopholes, magical loopholes.
Sure. I'm sure.
I'm telling you, because when my kids were going to Carlisle on TMR, right? There was a Spanish family that came because they were working. Their father was an engineer that came to do the 30 and part of the new Champlain Bridge. So they came from a company that was for a few years, right? So they got into English school.
Money.
So it's like exactly money talks, bullshit wise.
Incentive.
Well, most of the things it is if you got money, you know what I mean. If you got money, you can do whatever the fuck you want to. So
now, all of you guys out here, you hear us bitching about where we live and how the fucking politics is. I mean, politics is fucked up everywhere. But you guys know our situation. But yet we still live here. Why? Because we have boom weed and a lot of places to eat. So you can't go wrong. Right?
Despite the politics, life is pretty good here.
I know. I go. Listen, I'm here as long as I've been on this planet, and I could tell you I speak English 95% of the time. If I speak French, it's only because the guy speaking is killing English. So that's it. So this is just for those Americans who can actually know that there's provinces, because not to insult you guys down there, but I know a lot of American guys who just think of us as Canada. Like you guys have states, we have provinces that are equivalent to states.
So it's like
but there's a lot of guys that don't know that.
That's pretty dumb, dude. That's pretty stupid.
It's sad, but it's true. It's true.
I would
because you tell someone you're from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, they only remember Canada.
Dude, remember Bret Hart coming from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, all right?
But if you didn't know that wrestler, would you know Calgary, Alberta?
Sure. We learned about shit in school.
That is so convincing. You guys had no reason to talk about us.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Can we get it? So we get a name of another province then? That's not has nothing to do with Bret Hart.
Yeah, we got Saskatchewan. We got
what?
Oh yeah, the Rough Riders. That's where they
you see, there you go.
Always reference to sports. Just throw something out there that you just know because you know.
So can I ask
something from?
I know the Prince Edward Islands. I know Vancouver is in Alberta, not Alberta, fucking BC, British Columbia. That's the BC bud. That's where you have the BC bud. I'm trying to think, man. All the other ones.
Are a rare one, bro.
Josh, you're good. You're good. You passed the test.
All of them. I should know all of them off the top of my head, but you guys don't even fucking go to most of them, probably. You don't go to Prince Edward Islands or any of that shit.
You know how big this fucking place is?
I was almost
Manitoba.
No, I haven't been that side of Canada, like Calgary, Edmonton, Saskatchewan.
Nova Scotia.
Maybe one day. I want to go to Alberta.
Nova Scotia is where the Trailer Park Boys are. Yep, I know that.
I've been there. I've been to the Maritimes. They're a little
That's my
different over there.
hometown, boy. That's my hometown, Nova Scotia,
Yeah,
brother.
that's right. You said that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh, what's the capital of Vermont?
The capital of Vermont.
Yeah.
That sounds like I don't know
Is
the
it
answer.
fucking Montpelier or?
Oh yes, it is. Montpelier.
Is it?
Go.
Oh, okay, all right.
Go.
Yeah. And then I know the capital of you guys is Ottawa, right?
Yes.
That's where the Senate.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's our capital.
We're dealing with a smart brother over here, huh?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
thought
Yeah, this is
because
like
you work.
general knowledge. People
We
say
thought
all this
because
shit.
you work in a striptease, you got
Yeah,
no
exactly. Like,
education.
Dude, I'm a DJ.
The
I
titties
do
haven't
stuff with
distracted.
computers and music and all types of shit, man. I'm a shit, bro.
He's
No, but
probably
no.
he's probably writing cues on the girl's boobs there when he's had to study. Like, all right, what is the answer?
Oh, dude, man. I didn't want to get into that. If you start asking the dancers like questions, like they don't even know shit about like this country, bro. It's like, oh, isn't the president, wasn't it Osama or something?
Osama. Really?
Oh yeah, they're good at what they do. They swing around, you know.
Dandelion says she's been to every province and has lived in 4 of them. Damn. I haven't.
Good for her though.
Mm-hmm. I haven't, but there's places in Canada that I wouldn't mind going.
Well,
I mean, more of me was Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, hometown.
New Brunswick is fucked up.
I haven't been
because
there. So.
Yo, listen. First of all, they speak some fucked up French over there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought only Quebec spoke French. I didn't know they had French in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
But check this out, Onzo. Check this out. We're driving to Halifax. This is my first trip in the Maritimes. And we see a Kentucky Fried Chicken. And sorry to stereotype, but you know, you kind of feel at home. I know I'm bound to see a brother up in here. There's a Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? We go in there. Sure enough, we're the only black family in there. And everybody's looking at us. I'm looking at them. Do you realize where we are? I shouldn't feel uncomfortable here. But I was young, right? But this is the honest truth. And I'm like, this is some fucked up people, man. They're looking at us strange in Kentucky Fried Chicken. Fried chicken. Black people eat fried chicken, man. Why should you be shocked to see us in here?
Everybody eats fried chicken, man.
Everybody does, but the stereotype is black people and fried chicken and watermelon. That's the stereotype, right?
Well, that's why they made the watermelon Mountain Dew to try to pander and all that shit, man.
We don't get that shit up here because
for Danny.
No, it was fucked up. Like when you go and see racism where you don't expect it, it's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta always
especially when you're going to get some goddamn.
I don't because we didn't really experience it here.
Yeah,
Did you experience racism uptown, Onzo? Maybe just from the popo, but other than that,
no. Other than that,
like for you to say, you know what, I don't want to live here no more.
Nah, I don't think
I
so.
maybe had a few incidents, but nothing to where it's like every fucking day. You know what I mean? We had like where we lived in Uptown was multicultural, man.
Yeah,
you had white, black, Asians, everybody.
Everything. You had everything. Whoever immigrated to Quebec came through Côte-de-Neige. It seems like.
I was just going to ask that if you had a lot of Asians, Middle Eastern,
all kinds, Russians, Filipinos, you name it.
Oh man, it's still Filipino. They took over the area.
It's Pinoy Town now.
Yeah, they took over Uptown. But even when we were growing up, you know what I mean? Like an Asian kid would come on the block and we'd be like, "Hey, come play with us." You know what I mean? White kid.
I used to tell them like, "Is it true?" And it's like, "What's that? That y'all know how to do karate out of the womb?"
Oh my god!
I seriously asked the question.
Oh no!
Well, man, I was like, for me, it was like genetic. I'm like encoded in the DNA.
With that karate chop to your neck, like what?
Man, Anzo and I could tell you stories about shit that happened when we were kids growing up. Like there was one Asian kid, right? He went into our building. I was cleaning the steps because my parents owned the building, so I was sweeping the steps. And I get to the bottom, and the kid's taking a piss in the corner of the
that happened all the time.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So I grabbed the guy, and the guy kept roundhouse kick, man. I started freaking fighting with the guy. Oh my god, it was crazy. It was like right out of a freaking karate movie. The guy with the shirt pants down. Freaking, I don't know how he got his pants up so fast to do a roundhouse kick.
But to be honest with you, and now that you mentioned that, back in the day, man, a lot of people were pissing in buildings, bro.
Yeah, that's why we put the intercom in our doors on our building.
Yo,
Yeah,
it used to be a lot of people. They wouldn't piss outside; they would piss in the fucking building, bro.
Yeah.
In the corner.
Me is always on the side of the building.
I'm Berkeley,
No,
man.
there's urine there when you're done, though. You know, somebody has to fucking clean it up. So
yeah, that would be me.
Yes,
that building,
they would go in the building. And
I mean, that's why they did
bro.
it, to fuck with. Yeah, Geishkar's coming around later at 5. Make sure you piss the
So how the fuck do we go from me complaining about curfew to talk about pissing on the side of a building?
I love it, man. I love it, bro. I love it.
You see the shit, Jason Lee? We're just fucking octopus of information just coming at you here.
O.O.C, baby.
That's how we do it, man.
No, because I'm anxious to hear what Josh wants to talk about, so I wouldn't want to spend all of our time, just diddly and daddling. I want to hear Anzo or Josh.
I mean, Anzo, I was going to say you first, Anzo. What do you got?
You want me to go first? All right.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm going to have to show a clip for you guys so that you can get a real little taste of it. But you know who Umar Johnson is?
No.
Oh, none of you guys know who Umar Johnson is?
No.
I'm going to have to Google that shit.
You dudes need to start watching the internet or watching videos more often. All right. So Umar Johnson is a black dude.
I figured that.
Cool.
Who basically his point is like he's for the black cause, you know what I mean? Like he's trying to open up a school and he's been doing it for a long time. That's why I think he's kind of fucking fake with it, but he's like, oh, my school's going to be opening soon. Don't worry, this and that. But one of the biggest things he talks about is interracial relationships. So I'm going to play a little clip from what he has to say so you guys can get some context on it. And let me share my screen. You guys see that? And this stuff. And
oh my God, man.
All right. Thoughts. First off, let me get to this. Chase just gave a $20 super chat. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thanks everyone on the panel for being real. Keep it 100. Gotta go to work. Boss gonna kill me if he knows I'm on YouTube. No problem, brother. Make sure you don't get in trouble. Josh, you seem like
respect.
You go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you jog my memory. Now I kind of vaguely remember that clown. He seems like a fucking locale who just wants to get some shock value. I don't even think he believes the nonsense he says. It's so fucking stupid. That pissed me off, man. I'm a person who, like, my baby's mother's white. My baby's mother's white, and if you don't respect the black family, it's like, dude, first off, if I have a child, which I did, and I do, she's black, all right? Even though she's white also, just like me, and she's Native American, she's all those traits. You're not destroying the black family. That's so idiotic that I don't think that guy believes it. I think he's just trying to get, hits and
you think
ratings or whatever. Oh yeah.
Some people.
I think he believes it.
I absolutely think.
Doesn't mean he's right.
Yeah.
I think he believes it though.
I absolutely want to.
You see, I lost giving him credibility when he made reference to Asians and Chinese. So don't come off like you're also represented and you're going to represent like that. Asian and Chinese.
What do you mean?
You didn't hear him say that?
Yeah, but he was saying he doesn't agree with any of that. So he doesn't.
No, but Asians categorizes all of them. It's not like Asians and then there's Chinese, right?
Asians are Indian people too, right? They're the Hindu people.
Right. Yeah.
You're a fucking lawyer or what, man?
What's that?
Not you, Josh. Just talking to my partner over here. See, I'm getting this left and right shit down now. Go to the opposite.
So,
and I know it's you down there, Josh. You see that? I got this shit down now. Week 21. Go ahead, Anzo. Sorry.
He actually has a degree in a few things. Very intelligent dude, but like I said, there's things that he says that I just think he's a fucking idiot, right? When Kobe died, he was the one that said, "Oh, it was a setup." Kobe died. He said it was set up. Why Kobe died? He says things that I don't like, right? And he's the same man who says he respects and loves the black family, but he put out a video saying he's looking for a wife and he's looking for more than one wife. So he's
So
like,
he
yeah.
has his beliefs, and he wants people to believe his beliefs. Doesn't mean your beliefs are righteous.
I know.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
First off,
exactly.
and second off, yeah, I'm more hip to the troll community. I bet you see, and I know there's a lot of trolls out there that are like, oh, if I say, something really obnoxious, then whatever, like, oh yeah, Kobe, I think that death was set up. I wonder if it's going to piss people off, and then they're going to buy my book or they're going to listen to my podcast. So I don't know. I just don't. I'm very cynical. I just don't trust people's true intentions.
You make a valid point there, Mr. Josh.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah,
because I didn't know about that Kobe shit. I didn't know about that.
Well, there is a part in the video where he actually pulls out his book and he's like, "Yeah, this is my book."
Well, there you go. I didn't even know that. I can't stand it either. They're like that Charlemagne. He just makes me want to throw up every time. He's another one where it's just like, "Ooh, what can I do today to have the donkey of the week and do this and that?" I think he's another. And I respect you trying to get some viewership, but look at the O.O.C, man. We keep it real up in here, man. We're not saying some bullshit that to try to get viewership. We believe what we're saying.
We're getting shit off of our chest. It's our opinion. We're not asking anybody to follow.
No.
Well, we're asking people to follow, but don't follow our lead. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, their own views. Here's the chance to express it. If people agree with you, fine and dandy. If they don't, give me something else.
Absolutely.
We're open. We're open.
Guys, what do you have to say?
I believe, like I said before, I believe he really means it, and I'm pretty sure he's not the only one that feels like that. And I'm sure
at all.
I'm sure there's white people that believe the same way. Absolutely. It's, I don't know, man. It bothers me that mentality still exists, but they're in their right to believe what they want to believe. It doesn't make it right, but like I said, right, we can disagree, but as long as we respect each other, that's what counts. But I don't know. It's sad. That's sad. It really is.
It is. And I don't agree with him. I think like I say all the time, love who loves you. And if you have a child with someone outside of your race, more times than not, those children are beautiful. And they create more beauty, and their eyes are opened up to more. So it's like, I don't know. You have more hate in the world if you all stuck to your own. That's what I think.
Jason, what do you think?
That's a good point.
I think it's sad. I'm married in a mixed race marriage. My wife is Cuban Spanish, so I mean, like I said, it's sad. It's sad what he believes, because love is love. It doesn't matter, what race they're on.
There's a big issue when you see color. Like I said, I never see color. But my thing is, he's saying, and this is the point, because we're all talking about love and stuff, but that's not what he's saying. He's saying that doing that is diminishing the black family. That's what he's saying, right? So he's not talking about whether you love somebody or not. He's saying it's diminishing the black family.
In what way? How?
Yeah.
Because there will be no pure blood. That's what he means. That's what he means. But it's pretty much that.
Yeah, it has to be that. Well, what else could he mean?
It's not pure blood, because he talks about light-skinned women too, and talks about light-skinned people, right? He says, I could have played the rest of it, but it's too long to play, But it's not just about the pure blood. It's just basically talking about two black people being together, where usually black women are not married. He says something. Hold on, let me find.
No, I got that. That less black women are married,
getting married and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So,
but that could be a whole different other reason, because, like we mentioned on our show, standards is more reason why a lot of them are single, opposed to them not having any black man available because they're chasing outside of their own race. This would be a great topic for our other show. I really think, because in all honesty, I feel like when I was younger, the black women chased me away more so than made me feel that I was amongst my own. If that makes any sense.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know why. Because I was light-skinned, maybe. Maybe because I was just as friendly with other races as I was with my own. I can't justify why people feel the way they feel. And I'm not going to live off of their insecurities. You know what I mean? Like, I can't justify why you question why I'm friendly with her as I am with you and she's not black. What the fuck does that mean? That's some messed up thoughts that I didn't grow up in. So I can't comprehend, you know?
I think we call it racism. I think that's the word.
Yeah, but it's an internal racism, so it's even worse. Because my own were turning against me because I wasn't with them more than the others. And to me, there was no others. It was either I got along with you or I didn't. It didn't matter where you were from. Do you know what I mean?
And you see, shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, you got trendyitis.
No, I remember what I was gonna say. It definitely had anything to do with you being light skinned. Cause I know when I was growing up, light skins was the shit, bro. I hated light skinned people, especially the pretty boy looking motherfuckers, because that's how the black girls wanted. Where the light skinned dudes, light skinned pretty.
Well, different era, Anzo, because it wasn't like that for me. Maybe the Scotian girls. Because when I went to Halifax, that's when I felt appreciated. And I was like, I ain't going back to Montreal. I'm staying here. I fucking stayed there for 6 months until I met everybody. And that was it. But to be honest...
I'm about to kick your ass out for that. What do you mean when you met everybody? What are you trying to say?
But, hey, Halifax is small compared to the black community. In Halifax is small. You know that, Anzo. And for that, I really couldn't understand why they weren't more united. Because I found like Truro and the Prestons and all the outskirts were all united. And they picked on Halifax. They would all come in and terrorize Halifax. And I'm like, what the? Aren't we all like... And a lot of them are related. Yeah, without insult. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
That's why I said the Maritimes really warped my mind when I went over there.
I agree with you 100%. I can't remember the last time when I went back to Nova Scotia. I was 8 years old, so I'd have to go back, visit
the most beautiful light-skinned girls in the world. I haven't been everywhere, but up until I do, I can honestly say that. Am I wrong, Anzo?
I've been there since I was 8, so I couldn't tell you. But
okay,
honestly, yeah, you were right. You were right.
I was and bold and unlike the women here. But that's another show.
Yeah, absolutely. All I'm gonna say is, again, this guy, he says a lot of stupid things that I don't agree with. Like, even there was another part where he was talking about, or they were talking about racism, and they're talking about the cop that shot the girl. I was going to either do that part or this part. I said, I figure I'll do this part because most of us in here are in interrelation relationships anyways, right? So we don't see color and stuff like that, But at the end of the day, I can't say that he doesn't have a lot of a point with what he says. I really can't. You know what I mean? Especially when, you look at the generation before us and your parents, 2 blacks, my parents, 2 blacks, you know what I mean? But on the other hand, I'm on Roberto's side. If you do have an interrelation relationship and you do have a child, that child's considered black, no matter what the fuck you want to say.
That's what I was saying, yeah. I mean, my child's black, yeah.
So just because the woman is white, does that mean it's still not a black family?
In their eyes, no. That's the thing. That's the sad part.
It's a family, and it's an American family or a Canadian family.
No, it's a family, pure. That's what whatever. It is. It's a family that was built out of love, and you have kids built out of that love, and that's what has to be respected, not the color in which the people are. That's being human, right? But unfortunately, we still have fucked up people out there that still have old ideologies, and
it's called evolution. We're evolving. Just like we have to accept people of all genders using the same bathroom, we have to accept shit like this, man, and just fucking move on. If you got a problem with it, that's your problem to get over, man. That's all I can say.
yeah,
It's your problem to get over. The world is evolving. I'm not talking you in particular, guys. I'm talking about this guy.
I'm thinking about me though, like in my head about what you just said about.
I don't agree. I don't agree with it, but it's happening.
Yeah.
I can't stop it. We can only speak about it, and you got to be careful how you speak about it.
God,
But
if I walk into a girl's bathroom and they don't say nothing, I'm cool with it.
There better not be a sign on that door when I walk in, because if it's a woman, I can't justify it, man.
Well,
Like,
no,
what do these non-gender bathrooms look like?
I don't know. I've never been into one.
What sign do they put on the door? You know?
It's
when I used to go
minus.
after
nice.
hours.
That's a good one.
When I used to go after hours, man, I went to area for the first time, man. And I'm like, I'm here, the party's jamming, you know. They don't sell alcohol at that time, really, right? But you could tell everybody's high off of some of the drugs and shit, you know. So I'm like, cool, I'm drinking my water, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go take a piss. And I walked to the bathroom, and I walked in, and I'm like, oh, this is the guy's bathroom? But there's chicks in here? Really? So I'm talking to my boy, I'm like, yo, there's chicks in the bathroom. He's like, yeah, just go to anyone you want to. I was like, wicked.
Just like RoboCop, baby. Just like RoboCop,
heaven, bro. I was cool with that. You know what I mean? So
Did you stand a little further back from the urinal?
Oh, bro, I stand way back from the
so you can show up some hardware.
I was going to say, do stand back.
Might as well make the most of your time over here.
Right? And the thing is, most of the people that were in the bathroom, they were just rolling up anyway. So the chicks were in there, guys were rolling up, and chicks were with them in there. I was like, okay, I can deal with that.
It's a big party.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's one big party. Same thing with that after hours I was doing security at in the old port. But the thing was scary is that I won't say it's scary. It's just I didn't know if the women were women or men, you know, so
the crocodile.
you just kept your hands in your pocket the whole night, yo. Looking up at the ceiling.
But aren't those raves? Even when you go to them raves parties, I never went to one, but isn't it like co bathrooms?
Yeah, co bathrooms. Yeah.
That's why these chicks end up getting pregnant 9 months later. You know what I mean? Because you go into a bathroom, there's a guy taking the bathroom and, you know, give a back shot in the stall. That's what those rave parties were. Like, I regretted that I never went to a rave party because I used to hear about that shit and I'd be like, damn.
Because they're doing all these psychedelic drugs, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kids come out 9 months later glowing in the dark.
You know what I mean? With that Belle en Blanc they had downtown, 24-hour party.
Oh my God!
All dressed up in white.
Yo, didn't they? When
That's it.
E-Town.
Yeah, we used to see them. You remember?
Yeah, and we were like, "Holy shit!
Why aren't we at that party?"
I know, right?
That's what we would say. Why weren't we there? Like, what? Black people don't get this memo?
Man, we sitting in the office at work and shit, and we just seeing all these chicks coming out, and you can tell they fucked up, and you know they got on white, but their white is like sweat, see-through shit, and we're just like, and why am I working today?
In all honesty, it looked like they just came from a giant orgy.
Yeah, for real.
And their clothes isn't dirty.
For real, 100%.
Because supposedly they dance all night on that stuff, right? Flashing lights and stuff. Sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I wish I would have went to one of those for sure.
But I never been.
You never been to either?
Nope. Yeah, I was like you guys, seeing them going and coming out of there after going, I think I missed something very important.
Every time I seen one, I was like, fuck, looks like I missed a good one, boy. You know, so but it is what it is. We're gonna get to Josh now. Josh.
Oh, you don't look ready.
No, I am. I do, man.
He's got the inspiration.
Yeah, and you know what? It ties it in, so I'm just gonna get into it, man. I learned I got to be more brazen, and I think on this show I kind of was, but I think we all need to be, man. We need to stop lying to ourselves. I don't really know how to put it necessarily into a topic, but it's just something I'm going to get off my chest. And it's like I did some things this week that I wouldn't have normally done. Not that I get pushed around. I don't get pushed around. I do the pushing usually, but it's not enough though. If there's something on my mind or on my chest, just like today, I'm not just gonna do it on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. I need to get it off my chest every day. You know what I mean? I need to get the things I need to say off my chest every day. I need to tell people, hey, listen, I didn't like how you did that. You know what I mean? Or I have something to tell you. It's been eating me up inside. And I would say if you have something and you're listening to this out there, I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but if you have something, dude, do it now, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Every day, man, I pray. I thank God that I woke up, not just an empty platitude, not just thank you for the day. It's no, thank you. I'm happy I'm here today. I didn't necessarily have to. You didn't have to wake me up. I could have died in my sleep. You know what I mean? Or something could have happened. You know what I mean? So anything you have to do, I would just say get it done now. Don't procrastinate anymore, and don't be a little bitch about it. You know what I mean? I think that sometimes we try to please people. I guess I could speak for myself. I don't know. I know. But anything you have that you want to do and accomplish, start that too. Don't wait to do things. You know what I mean? Because look at COVID. Look what happened. I'm glad I got to travel in 2018. I'm glad I did that. But that's another thing where people they always would ask me Josh, what was it like? You went to Europe. What was that like? I'm like, dude, find out yourself. Go there. You don't have to ask me any questions about it. Don't screw around and worry and wonder what could happen. I'll let you guys talk. I'll come back to it because I'll let you guys talk about what I said about getting things.
Well, you're absolutely right, because especially when maybe it comes to a family member or something like that, you never know what happens. I know many people who lost contact with a family member or don't speak to a parent dies, and even if they're not in in a good situation with that parent, they still regret that shit every day. Oh my gosh, I wish I would have made amends. I wish I was able to say goodbye. You know what I mean? So you're absolutely right. And those are the kind of things that can actually drive people into depressions. So you're right. You got to get that shit off of your chest, man. You don't hold it in. Tell my son I love him every day. You know what I mean? What's up, kid? Love you. You're doing. You have
but
to.
even with our jobs, man, we're working some of. I work at a job I love, but even me, there's things I needed to get off my chest that I was hiding from. I finally this week. This is why I'm bringing this up. This week, I finally told the owner of the old club. I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm working at another place, man. You did me wrong. You fucking cut our pay in half, because of what we're doing with the unemployment. And he looked angry, and I didn't give a shit, man. I was like, it is what it is. He's like, well, what's the other club? I'm like, I'm not telling you that. Just know that I'm working somewhere else. I just wanted you to know that. Because he was asking me more about, can you work extra days? It's I'm not working any extra days for you. You pay it for the money that you're paying. It's a fucking joke, dude. So it's not just life or death things. It's those little things too. If you have something that you need to say it.
So why'd you take so long to tell him?
Procrastinator, like you said.
Yeah, that was it.
I thought he was talking about me.
Lie. Hell no, you ain't no procrastinator, man.
Yeah, because I didn't do the show yet. I keep saying I'm going to do the show. I haven't done it. I said, is he subliminally talking about me?
No, but that
I got to get my shit together for defense. Let me see that.
No offense, I actually wasn't thinking about that, but
okay, thanks, Josh.
But it might be introspective that you were thinking about it.
No, I'm a big procrastinator, and I fucking hate that part of me. It's harder to get over than my ego. I'm very easy at convincing myself not to do something.
Man,
it's a bad trait.
I'm the opposite. I have something to do. I like getting it out of the way right away. My household is the opposite of me. It drives me up the wall. Because when I have shit to do and I want to get out the door, and then we have to all of us go out the door, they get me so freaking stressed out. I get stomach aches, man. I'm just like, I'm telling you, it's just it's the way I was, and I wasn't like that. Because when I was a kid, my parents had to tell me, force me out. But as I got older, when I needed to go out with my friends and stuff, I had to do everything that I had to do in the building, help my father with whatever renovations we had to do, get all that shit done, my homework, all that, so that I was allowed to go out and be with my friends. But
if it was for a means
today,
if it was for a means, like you said, if it was to go to like a party or something, yeah, I would do it. But if it's just for me, like, how could I say it?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, if I'm going to go to a place where I'm going to be with my boys and have fun and all that, yeah, I'm working hard to go there. But if it's just for me to better myself, I'll either tell myself, you're not going to succeed. Do it tomorrow. Maybe you should research it first. Look at the cons. And what would you call that? Because I wouldn't say that's your ego. Or would it be?
It's not your ego. I don't know. It's more like your self. It's self-doubt.
Because a lot of people have it, right?
Right.
Like, and this is where I feel like a hypocrite, because like when I was running call centers, I would tell people, don't create hurdles. Life already creates its own. So don't add on top of whatever is already there. Like, giving, I can't do it. How could I do it? I'll never be able to do it, Like, just doubting yourself. It's so easy to do it.
And let me ask you this. Do you think it's gotten worse since the pandemic? Procrastinating? Because it has for me.
Well, it's going to get worse after it's all over. It's going to be like, hey, time to go back to normal life. And it's going to be this culture shock.
Yeah, I agree.
It's already happening.
You mean I can't wear sweatpants to work?
I wear sweatpants to work all the time.
So do I.
I just find with this now, I've gotten a lot lazier than I've ever been. And it's going to, like Josh said, when it's time, everything opens back up and it's time to start doing things. And,
But I think that was the plan. So you become reliant on them. Handouts. Just sit there. We'll take care of you. We'll give you just enough to survive.
Yeah. It's connected to what I said last week. I didn't want to rehash it. That's why I was a little hesitant. And I know it wasn't the cleanest topic. It's not like, hey, this is a current event. Let's talk about it. But it's like just something I want to say and get off my chest because I think about, and
it's a good topic.
And I think about my aunts and uncles who sat there at the reunion, which that was the last reunion. Dude, and by the way, that was the last reunion we had. Can you think about that? It's like those people who I'm never going to see for another year or 2 years. I haven't seen them since then. And they were asking me, what was it like to go to Europe? How do I get there? What was the food like? It's like you could have been going there without asking me all these questions. Now you have to wait a whole nother – God knows when you'll ever be able to go overseas again. I don't know, what it's going to be like. Well, the whole world's changed now. It
is crazy, and we don't know what's going to happen. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, man, and I got to stop procrastinating because it's like, no, for real. Because
no, I was laughing at Mama Bear. I'm sorry.
Oh, because it's like, yeah, I want to do certain things, and I'm just too lazy to do them sometimes, man.
Aren't you your best cheerleader to not do stuff? Do it tomorrow, Anzo. You can do it. And you sit there and you have a conversation. No, but I want to do it today. No, but tomorrow's better. Look, it's going to rain soon.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's going to be sunny. Not that the weather has any play with what the fuck you want to do, but you'll divert yourself to say, you know what? You're right.
When the moon and the stars are aligned.
But don't
what I mean?
Yeah, don't be lazy or afraid, because fear has something to do with procrastination too. Where I was worried that my boss might. I don't know.
Very much so.
There's nothing to do. First off, there's nothing you can do, and I know that. I just didn't want to face him for whatever reason, and everybody, we've all been tiptoeing around. Everybody that's working there, we're all like behind the scenes tiptoeing. I told them, I'm like, hey, you know, I told Rich today that I worked at the place. They were like, what? You did that? You're a beast, Josh. It's like, no, not really, man. I should have told them before. And just to get anything, just to get the wheels.
You know, you should have said, Josh, I don't think I'm a beast. I think you're a weasel, man. Just grow a spine and speak your mind.
Yeah.
Hey, is that smooth? You can throw that in one of your songs, yo.
It would be good if they did, because if we all did and we all came together like, yo, we're not putting up with your shit.
But trust me, a lot of times the guy that speaks out like that fucking ends up alone, kicked out, introvert. You're fucking no. Like, I'll give you an example. I was working at this company. Everyone was afraid of the boss. Everyone was afraid. But when we'd get together as supervisors, they'd all be bad-mouthing him. You know, when he talks like we all know everything. I don't know half the shit he's talking about, you know, because he fucking just jumps around here and there. And then we go in the meeting and he's talking and they're all bobbleheads. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes,
Yeah?
man,
So now, the first we go into a meeting and the boss asks a question. And I'm new. These guys are supposed to be training me. I'm new. He asks a question. You guys all following me up here? I looked around. There's the bobbleheads. And here I go. You know what? I'm going to speak my mind. I don't know what you're doing. Hold on, Roberto. You're sitting here for 3 weeks and you don't know what I'm doing? I go, yeah, because I wasn't properly trained. Oh, we're going to talk later, Roberto. What more is there to talk about? I just told you I wasn't properly trained. Maybe you can fucking explain it to me now, you dumb motherfucker. Yeah. But no, it didn't turn out that way. Sure enough, you know what I'm talking about, Anzo? You worked at that place.
Yeah, I know exactly what
I want to squash all of those fucking supervisors, but now I'm zen. I don't feel that way anymore. But for a very long time, if I had turned a corner anywhere in the old port and I saw them, I would be that moment. Officer, I swear, I was just talking to them and then they were on the floor bleeding. I don't know what happened. Because that's what would have happened.
Anzo, did you call him out? Anybody?
He knows the place I'm talking about because he felt the same way about some people there. Old Montreal, that's all I got to say.
Yeah. I don't know.
And if any of them are watching this show, I still feel that way. I'm just fucking kidding about I'm over it. I still feel that way.
The minute you said the yes men and the bobbleheads, I absolutely knew what you were talking about.
Yeah. Couldn't believe it. Fucking weasels. They're all gangsters outside of work, you know? Oh, I'll crush him. He doesn't know who I am, where I stay, what I listen to. And then you get in there and they're, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
And that's exactly... Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And Roberto, you're looking around like, hey guys, back me up. And Max, remember what you said yesterday in the fucking break room about how he was speaking that nonsense?
I'm not gonna rat them out. I'm not gonna rat them out because
it's not even rat them out.
I don't roll like that. Yeah, but I would be ratting them out if I said that. Hey, Anzo, you remember how he said he's a fucking bitch when we were having lunch? Guys, you remember how he said he could suck your left testicle, make the right one jealous?
No, I'll be saying that. It's it's just like, don't be that, and that's what I'm saying about like my thing too, where it's like it would be helpful. And I was that guy. I wasn't the guy that was like, yes. I was like, you know what? I'm standing right in front of him. No, I'm not working anymore. Any more hours. I mean, you can fire me. That would be even better if you want to. He's not going to. He's still looking for me to work extra for,
It's nice to know your worth. It's nice to know your worth.
It's good, man. It's weird having leverage. It's so strange, dude.
But there's people like that everywhere. Like a few years ago, right? And 2 years ago, I always coached with these three guys where it was great. We won a lot of championships and stuff like that and a lot of tournaments. But it came that year where one was going through a divorce, and that one particular guy was always about my team, and we were three coaches, right? And one of the other guys was always upset, and when we would have gatherings with other parents of the team, he would bash talk the other coach and tell the parents how he really felt. And I was the type of person like, well, you just talk to him, right? Just tell him how you feel. So what happened one time is we got into he was away, the other guy was away on vacation. So a lot of parents started emailing me about having, practices and shit. So I gathered, I made practices. I was coaching alone for maybe 3-4 games, and we blew out the competitive team like 9-1 or something. The one that was always like the friction team. And what happened was one of the kids told one of the parents that they didn't want the other two coaches to come back because they preferred playing for me, right? Because them two were really rough on the girls. They're like really like, you like abusive to that point. That's to the point that they got, right, as they grew older. So at the end of one of the semifinals, one of the coaches that had all the problems with that other one, me and him got into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was talking about things that was upsetting the other guy next to me, he didn't say shit. I was saying all the things, and the other guy started getting pissed at me, and I'm like, but I'm not the only one that feels like that. I'm just saying, just watch how you speak to the girls, because this is happening. They don't feel comfortable coming to you anymore. They're coming to me. And Eric over here. Oh, I said his name. Oh shit. And this guy over here, it's him too. And he didn't say fuck all. So when the other guy left, I looked at him and I just went, "Can you grow a pair of fucking balls, man?" I'm like, "Oh fuck." And it was the downfall after that. After that, that's it, man. And the following year, none of them coached. I coached that year, bro, with another parent. And guess what? I won the fucking coach of the year that year. So I'm like, up your asses with your fucking attitudes.
Absolutely.
and fake ass people, because that's what it was. People
And
being
you
fake.
see, the place Roberto was talking about, it's like the guy that they were all scared of, like he was an asshole. Like he basically would walk past you and not even say fucking hi. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I was
You-
number one.
Anzo got him that car. Anzo got him those suits. All of those people got you where you're at. And you can't even fucking say good morning when you walk in a place.
Mm-hmm.
You think your fucking shit don't smell?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. And I work for... So sorry to cut you off, Anzo. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Because I was just going to say that, like you said, I was like fucking top dog there. What'd you hear about me when you first came to Roberto?
I don't know if I'm mistaken you or my brother, that you sucked in the beginning and then you turned it around and you were top dog.
No. Well, I don't know about sucked in the beginning. I remember because I worked there before. Remember? I worked there before and I sucked the first time I worked there. And then the second time I got back to the spot, I killed it. Like from start to finish. I was like the number one agent over there for a long time. And then they were starting to do promotions and shit, passed me by. And that's when I was like, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I don't.
But you see, I would have grabbed a guy like you see, because I had an argument with one of my supervisors about, would you promote your top salesman? And he said, for sure. And I said, you're a moron.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because he's your top salesman doesn't mean he'll be a good supervisor. But if that guy is really your top salesman, you're going to fight to give this guy a pay structure like unlike anyone on your floor.
Mm-hmm.
Show him his worth. And when he gets that paycheck, he's not going to want to be a supervisor because he knows he can bang this out every week without effort. And if he makes an effort, he can make more than the supervisor.
100%.
The guy I'm putting as a supervisor is that guy, like I told you before, the guy that makes you want to come to work. The guy that keeps you motivated every day. That guy is the fucking supervisor because he's not a salesman, obviously. He's not selling enough to keep his job, but he makes Anzo want to come to work. So imagine he gets 20 other people like Anzo on that floor. You're meeting quota with your hands tied.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I work. I fight for my people, man.
100%.
No, and I agree with that too.
You know it because you're an example.
I was sitting there and I was training everybody, bro, and everybody was selling. If they weren't selling, they would come to me and I would train this person and they would sell.
You should have got your royalties.
I should have got something from there, but they didn't give a shit, bro.
No, because the end result, you're replaceable. I post an ad. We interview more people. We'll find another Anzo. But it doesn't work like that.
It bled over into this now. Now we come to you to do the live streams, man. We come to you for YouTube, and you're training us to be better. No, seriously, man. You know what I mean? Like,
I ain't really training anybody, bro. You guys bring your own stuff to the table. You know what I mean? I've just given people.
But you've
platforms.
organized it. You brought us
Yes.
LDG, and
You showed us where the water
Kryptonite.
is. It's up to us to swim.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been. I just share my platform. You know what I mean? I'm like, listen, you supported me, your friend, whatever. Absolutely, come on. But Jason Lee, you've been quiet for a while. What do you have to say, bro?
Oh yeah, sorry, Jay.
No, it's not you.
I mean, sort of same situation on what jobs I had. They what they didn't appreciate. Like sort of like Anzo. I got looked over and stuff. I can see where he gets that feeling and stuff.
It sucks. It fucking sucks.
I mean, and you're training everybody, and you're like, and they bring somebody else, and it's like, how am I trained everybody in this whole place? And and then you bring somebody out of somebody younger you, or somebody out of school, and they're like your boss now.
They bring the streets in the office because there's a bunch of fucking pimps in there pimping people, man. I'm going to pay you the salary of a salesman, but I'm going to get you to do reports. I'm going to get you to train people. I'm going to get you to do this and that for the salary of 5 people, but I'm only paying you one minimum wage. So I'm a badass pimp if I can get a whole bunch of you like that.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's
They're pimping.
I worked retail. I did that all the time. I had 20 years of retail just like that. And you're doing everybody's job, and you're not getting paid for it. But they expect you to train everybody too.
One spot didn't give me promotion because they said I was too friendly. I was like, "What? I'm too friendly? What do you mean? That's
they wanted some dog in there. Ruff, 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 ruff.
You're overqualified.
Because what they want is they don't want someone that's going to be with the agents. They want someone that's going to be with them. You know what I mean? And I'm like, listen, no, the agents are the ones that are getting you guys where you are. So you have to have some respect for them. You have to understand their worth. You can't just think that you can just take your top agent, fire him, and then you're going to get someone else that's going to be able to sell just as good as him. You can't do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I was building relationships with a lot of the people on, because I wasn't on the phones. I was doing like verification, stuff like that. But I was making a lot of fucking relationships with a lot of the people on the floor, to the point where when they didn't fucking hire me, the whole fucking floor, the person they hired gave her a hard time. Gave her a hard time, to the point where she ended up going the first shift. Halfway through the shift, she ended up going to the bathroom and breaking down and crying. And at that point, I was like, okay, come on, guys. That's a little bit too much. I understand, the respect and stuff like that. But like, nah, man, you deserved it. You deserved it. And I said, I know, but can't be making the girl cry, man. You know what I mean? It's not her fault. Really and truly, they gave her the job. It's not her fault. But I felt very unappreciated at that time as well, because I was doing so much. And that's why I always respected working for this guy over here, because he didn't really show no favoritism, even though I could have made it a lot fucking quicker where I was if he would have just helped me out a little bit more.
Yeah, but first of all, I wasn't in charge of your department. You had that.
I'm talking about the first one.
Where, Saitel?
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking Mission Impossible there, man. Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
The heads and...
No, I'm gonna tell you what happened, Roberto. I know you won't remember this, so I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna get this shit off of my chest.
Ooh,
here we go.
Shot.
So,
picture this.
He couldn't wait for this moment, huh? He's hyperventilating.
You only get
He's
one
like, I don't know how to say it. My moment's here. I'm going to tell him right now. I'm going to tell my fucking feel, you cocksucker. I didn't get that job.
I think we spoke about this before, and I know.
Go ahead, brother.
But you were looking for a verifier, head verifier, right? And I was there longer than the person that you picked, but you picked someone before me, and I was like, this motherfucker. But we did talk about it. And you said you thought that she was there before me, but I was like, no, I came there before her. It was Shelly. Remember when you gave Shelly?
Yeah.
You gave it to her instead of me, and I was like, this fucking guy.
But and another thing, I think Shelly was almost going to be let go. So I kind of did that for Krief to keep her job. Next thing you know, she became a supervisor.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I remember.
Yes.
Trust me, I remember. But you see, when I do think your job was stable.
Yeah, I know.
I think if she didn't get this position, she was going to get fired because I knew she was good, but she wasn't good for the phone. She was a bubbly person, nice person. You know, I always fought for you guys to try and get you guys, but that place was tough, man. That place was too corporate.
Yeah, I know.
And you knew what they wanted. And if you didn't do what they wanted, you fell victim. And my wife was pregnant there, so I couldn't really fuck around, you know. But I still kept it gangster.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I told my supervisor, I said, listen, you keep making examples of me with my fucking sales on the floor like this. I want to make an example of you right fucking outside this office building. Remember Gary?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, Roberto, I'm your boss. I said, I don't give a fuck. I tell cops when they're off duty, I'll fuck them up. I won't tell a fucking boss.
You know?
You know? He'd be like, you know, you have potential. I said, don't fucking pitch me. And sure enough, on the metro ride home, I listened to him. And I said, you know, he does have a point. Why am I here fighting everybody? I think I'm just as good, if not better than anybody here. I came in the next day with a different attitude, different approach, and month and a half later, I was a fucking verifier. I was QA. I was assistant supervisor on the weekend, and things just started to develop. So, again, it all rolls back to the ego. If you get rid of it, you'd be surprised how your life will fucking change, man. The people you'll meet, the places you'll go. Unreal.
I was just like, this motherfucker put this fucking girl ahead of me. I cannot believe it. I'm like, I know this motherfucker only did it because she had a fucking vagina, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is
Monzo, I never.
Yo, what was good with Shelly, man? Yeah. Tell me about Shelly, baby.
Shelly had her boyfriend working there, and her boyfriend's brother was a good friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
So there was nothing sexual there.
No, I know that. I'm not saying sexual. I'm just saying, you know, vagina.
Just clearing that up.
That was pretty quick. How you did that. That was nothing sexual.
I played the fifth.
Not have sexual relations with this lady.
You know what I'm saying? Got to clear that shit up quick, because now they come after you like blink of an eye.
Oh yeah.
I got nothing to give you.
I'm sorry. Are you?
So I got to give you agua. Water.
Flash that Onzo, stop being humble. You helped us all out. You're the main reason I'm starting my channel.
Okay, man.
I mean, I appreciate it. Like, you know what I mean? If that's what I'm doing and helps you guys start it out and all that stuff. But I ain't really doing anything special, bro. I'm just.
You don't know how you're doing it, Onzo.
You're good at it.
You know what I told my wife? Was it yesterday or today? I said, you know, babe, only God knows my gifts. Because unless people show you appreciation for something you know you have, only He could know, and that's good enough, man.
Absolutely. What were you gonna say, Josh?
You're good at galvanizing people. Me, I'm kind of like the opposite. I know what I can do. I know my skills and my skill set, and I don't really want to like have too many. I'm not good at gathering people together and persuasion. But if I need to do something, I can do it. Like if I need to do my comic, but I can't be the guy that's like, hey, you're a good colorist. Let's work together. Oh, hey, you should meet so and so. Hey, Josh, you should meet Roberto. Hey, Geishkar, you should meet Jason Lee Tucker, because I can't do that. You're good at that. You're good at like getting us all together. You and LDG too. LDG is the same way. We're galvanizing the people.
I'm just like, man, I see talent. You know what I mean? I see you guys are good on stream.
P. Diddy mofo.
and when you guys get monetized, I will be taking royalties.
Oh,
you know what I mean? That's for sure.
Master plan, eh? Master plan. When he ends the show, you can just see him. You know,
20%.
Big Ford Entertainment is growing.
Geishka and Roberto are monetized now? All right. Now I'm trying to get some real money, bro.
I don't mind sharing, man, because it would not happen unless you helped. So I feel no way, son.
I wouldn't do that, though.
I would feel no way.
You guys get monetized, that's your shit, bro.
I'm in a weird spot, man. No, I'm in a weird spot where like I'm actually like out in the field working, so I'm trying. I'm still here. I'm still here on YouTube. I'm not giving up yet, and I appreciate like Anzo, you like you're still like persistent. Like, hey, Josh, remember 10 o'clock, because yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you're out driving around and doing this and that, and I'm not home like I was 2020, unfortunately, but I'm still here.
No, I feel you, but you're part of the show, bro. I mean,
thank you, man.
If you
just like that,
these guys and try and do it on a day that was good for you. You know what I mean?
It's fun, man. It's fun too. It's not like
I fucking look forward to it, yo.
Yeah, bro.
In all honesty, with all this COVID shit going on, this is the one event that I have left. I have no hockey. I have no gym. I have no outlet other than this. So, and at the same time, it gives us a chance to release. Absolutely. So it has double the effect,
Yeah,
I agree.
We need to release somewhere, especially when you have teenage daughters in the house. You can have alone time.
Just this everyday bullshit. This everyday bullshit, as you said, Geisgar. It's just you have to make the most of it. And we're only human. We break down, and shows like this keep us grounded, right?
And not just us, though, man. Hopefully it keeps people that watching us grounded and
100, 100.
Wow.
Without them, we're nothing. We're just five guys chilling on the net.
That's you know what? Right. That's cool. I know, Anzo. I'll make a suggestion. I know this is a show, but people in the chat, man, there's stuff that you have to, get off your mind or whatever you want us to talk about. Put it in the comments.
Are you reading my fucking mind? Yo, Geishka, no word of a lie, okay? Next week is our 30th show. So I'm like, all right, we're going to, because me and Roberto did it before. We did take an audience question. So I'm like, next week, we're going to take the audience questions. That's what we're going to do the show on. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's why I'm like, you're talking that now, and I'm like, this motherfucker, like,
because I'm running out of ideas and topics myself, man. I barely scraped up something.
If you want something to talk about, just turn on the news. It'll give you something to fucking get pissed off about.
I don't fucks with it, man. I don't fucks.
No, I'm just saying, if you want to get pissed off and have some fucking real good material, when I have nothing to do, and I think I have nothing to speak about on the show, I'll open up Facebook quickly, go through it, all nothing there. Let me throw on CNN. Let me throw it on Fox. Throw in all the bullshit, and I'm gonna find something to piss me off.
And I was I didn't have nothing really either, but I remember I had watched that video, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll get onto this topic because I don't like this guy anyway. So I'm like, we'll talk about this. But for a minute, I didn't have anything either, man, and it's been pretty much of a slow week. So I was glad to at least have that. But, I know Jason said he had something to come on with. So I was like, okay, we have that. Guys gave me his topic. You gave me yours. So it's like, okay, that's good. At least we got something for the show, But I'm like, next week we can let the crowd get the shit off their chest. You know what I mean? Let the chat put your comments in the comment box, guys, and we'll discuss what you want to talk about. You have a week to think about some good topics for us to discuss.
I know Flash is gonna come up with all kinds.
So, I mean, there were topics I wanted to talk about. But
already started shit with me and Caleb. Look, 1-on-1 in the gym. Come on, man.
Right? I didn't want to talk about them because I didn't think they were appropriate. Not in the way of like, oh, that's too edgy. It's the opposite. It wasn't edgy enough. And I like PlayStation. Oh, you know what's going on with PlayStation? Or what do you think about the movies? I didn't want to avoid that, so I was having a hard time to filter out that stuff.
Don't worry about that.
But next week would be a good show for that. We'll talk about PlayStation. We're going to talk about movies, sports, whatever.
But what is it with PlayStation?
Oh, just with like all the scalpers and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and how hard it is.
Get one.
That's stupid shit.
Still hard to get one.
Yeah, you can't get one. You can't even get a PS4 or Xbox One out here, man.
Really?
I heard them talking about that on the fucking sports show. How they can't find a PS anywhere.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, even on a sports show?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were talking about it,
bro.
Oh, okay.
Why did they only make so many?
They can only make so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They only made so many. I was online for like 2 or 3 hours trying to get one. You know what I mean? They came out, but I ended up getting mine. I got both of them. But I know right now, if I didn't get them, I wouldn't have them right now. So I was glad I got it when I did. But it is what it is. I mean, if anybody has anything, we got a few minutes before we have to go over to another spot. So if anybody has anything they want us to discuss real quick, put them in the chat and we can discuss it before we go out. Then I've said your topic for game changers makes me want to get something off your
How does she know your topic?
Oh, because
I don't know it.
Thumbnail. Did
It's on
you
what?
look at your YouTube? Yeah, it's on the thumbnail.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really? I'm curious now.
So the topic for game changers tonight, guys, since I'll do some promotion for it. I haven't really done much.
Right after this episode.
I am actually doing $10 shots tonight as well.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that is correct.
We can't do any digit shots. Hey, guys, guy?
Nope.
Oh, yeah,
we're trying to get like shots. 10 like shots.
Subs.
No.
Subscribe.
Subs.
If they put in the $10 shot, that shot's for everybody on the panel to take a drink, bro.
I don't have any.
You guys don't. You guys
I'll
don't
take a
have
shot
to.
of something.
You guys don't have to.
I'll take a shot of something I have. I don't know what I have.
Got to work tomorrow, whatever. You don't want to take no shots. Pretty sure there won't be that many anyways. But
I could just see that I'm be drunk in the office calling me. Yeah, we crashed. I don't give a shit.
It is Cinco de Mayo though. I don't have any alcohol though here, but I'll take a shot. I'll pretend I'll take a shot of something. And
I actually have a little bit of alcohol here that I could take a shot of. There's a bad boy who's going to keep me up all night. Oh, is there? I wonder who that is.
And to the Z to the.
I was at my barber's. He had this little. It was like a weed drink for your coffee. It's like a Bob Marley something. It was called. Next time I have to get that, and I'll take little shots of that.
Not a problem, man. Yeah. So it's going to be the topic is going to be why do good girls like bad guys?
Wait, wasn't that our topic last week?
No, nice guys finished last was the first one.
Well, I'm funny because I sang that song like twice last week, right?
That's right.
From DMX, yeah.
I was just going through some fucking YouTube because I go through few channels that on those kind of topics, and I seen that and I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Can discuss that one. We can definitely discuss that. We have hit the 2-hour mark. Let me see. You guys hear about Superman thing? People are pissed. Okay, so I will get into that before we close out here.
Well, hold on. Do you see what King David wrote?
No, what did he wrote?
That we should there you go.
Interview and invite other YouTubers. We do. As you can see, Jason is invited to channel. He came on this week. Have no problems with inviting other YouTubers to the channel. They want to come in and discuss something off their channel.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. MSK was here one time. Danny comes on a regular basis. LDG. So if anybody,
we didn't bash the popo this week, so Danny didn't show his love.
We did it.
We did it. It's the first episode in months.
Which is funny because the other part of Dr. Umar's thing that I was gonna do was about bashing the police thing. You know what I mean? So I was like, maybe I'll leave that alone.
Give Danny a break, huh?
Yeah, don't worry, Danny. We'll get to it next week, brother.
We'll get back to Danny next week because I can keep it up. It's still what he says still relevant for next week. So
they provide us with so much material.
Absolutely. What we'll do is just in case we don't get enough topics in the chat, I'm pretty sure we will, but if we don't, we'll keep a topic for ourselves just in case to keep the flow. The show going
for sure,
so that there's no issues. What was I saying before that?
2-hour mark.
Yeah, 2-hour mark.
Yeah, it hit the 2-hour mark. We're gonna close. Oh no. Okay, what
else?
Oh,
Superman.
Yeah. Flash was talking about. Okay, so you guys hear that Superman thing? Okay, so supposedly, the Black Superman is actually Kal-El. It's not going to be Calvin Elvis or Kal-El or whatever the hell his name is. They say it's going to be Kal-El, which is Clark Kent. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah. Then I want a white Black Panther.
No, that's
well, like how the fuck? What?
Well, that would be Bucky. Bucky's the White Wolf, though.
Exactly.
White Wolf.
I was just about to say that because Geishka's been calling for the White Wolf for a minute now. You know what I mean? So hey, it is what it is.
Hey, I like Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin, rest in peace, and I really love Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin. They were both good. They were both Wilson Fisk, and they both are iconic. I mean, I know
Did
the
a good
Daredevil
job.
movie is garbage, but
And people are talking about tokenize. I don't give a shit. As long as you, because listen, it's Superman. He's from Krypton. You stay true to the character. It does not matter what color he is. It just doesn't matter as long as you stay true to the character. Now, if
It
they
didn't
make
mess
the
with
movie-
Spider-Man.
right?
right, we talked
You know-
about that. Yep.
Exactly. So now, if you make the movie and you're making it where it's constant race, then that's an issue. But if you make Superman 2, if you were to make that movie but had a black Superman, there'd be
That'd be
absolutely
weird.
no fucking issue for me.
Really?
No,
If
there
like
would be no issue.
if it was like a continuing story and they just changed.
No,
the
not
race,
continue.
you would-
I'm saying if they
Oh,
made
okay.
that movie, like I
Oh,
said,
okay,
Superman.
yeah, okay.
I
All
said
right.
Superman 2 because it's the best one. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, if they made that movie where you're not getting any race propaganda in it, it's because I'm a black man of this and black man, then no problem. And if you stick to the story and you put a little bit, hide it in, I'm good with that too. But it's when you make that the focus of the story, like they do with Batwoman and like they do with a lot of other things, that's when it becomes an issue, right?
I mean, even Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I like the Isaiah stuff to an extent, but we all can agree that might have been the weakest stuff. But I guess that's a little different. But I mean, focus on the action. Yeah, he was Captain America, dude. That's it, and he was kicking ass. He had a shield.
Absolutely, 100%. I agree with you. So with that Flash, yeah, like I said, I don't really care about that. They do have a black director as well, and they hired a black director. So yeah, it wants to be stereotypes reality. If they do that, then it's going to be a problem. Look him up. Calvin Ellis' crypto name is what, man? What's his crypto name? I have no idea.
Oh, something Zod. He's a Zod. He's General Zod's
the Zod
son,
thing or
right?
whatever. Yeah. But like I said, as long as they stick to a good story, I could care less. You can make James Bond black. I don't care. Sure. You know what I mean? It's people have an issue with that stuff. Oh, you're tokenizing. Yeah. I don't care as long as you put in a good story.
If you guys want to make a white Oprah Winfrey movie, you could do that.
From everybody, just have to give it to Oprah.
We're selling her. I don't know where that came from, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I said I might get in trouble here.
I like Robert Downey Jr. My boy Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
and he did, and Robert Downey Jr. did blackface, but the way he did it, nobody said shit
because he's making fun of the people that did it.
Right.
Not making fun of the people he's doing it of.
Exactly. 100%. So
that's why.
Exactly. And he got away with it. I know they tried to counsel him a few years ago, but that didn't go nowhere.
But what do you think, Anzo? What do you think if that movie came out now? Do you think it would have the same relevance?
Absolutely not.
You got that right. You got that right. You got that right.
I've said this so many times. Can you imagine a movie like Blazing Saddles coming out now? No. There's no way.
A lot of these movies that have come out back in the past, they couldn't come out now.
Yeah.
Delirious wouldn't work.
Nope.
Yeah, comedy is illegal, man.
So much. Comedy is dead now.
Yeah.
If you take profanity out, comedy is dead. I used to go watch the Nasty Show that came here. I didn't just go watch regular comedy. I want to see raw comedy. That's the best, man.
Absolutely. Things Eddie Murphy said in Delirious, they would have canceled his ass right away when he's speaking about the.
What about Andrew Dice Clay?
Boomerang.
Andrew Dice Clay would have got.
Andrew Dice Clay would have been fucking ripped like no one else.
Yeah, I mean, look at Andrew Dice Clay now. He does like, oh, I'm just a guy, and I'm
He's
Lady
still
Gaga's
around?
father. Oh yeah, he was Lady Gaga's dad in that Star Is Born movie. He's like, hey, no cursing, no nothing. Oh yeah. I talked about that in my video about that thing.
Definitely check that out. But with that being said, guys, we are going to close it out. Let me just make sure there's no other things here. I'm sorry, Maz. I'm losing what you're saying. I'm serious. Look it up. Maybe you could discuss that later.
No, Val Zod is different.
Yeah. But Valzad is a black
Okay.
Superman, though, right, in the comics, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know. Anyways, with that being said, guys, we're gonna close it up because we got another stream to go to. So I hope you guys that are here join us over on
Gotta change up my costume and shit.
join us over
Wardrobe.
on Game Changers, which is coming up at 12:30. With that being said, guys, peace.